Oh boy, do I got a weird one for y'all tonight. It's late, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, but I told Nicole I would. So we got the old Pontiac G6 is back. You'll see it's way down here at the end of the driveway. We're gonna be doing this first bit with a flashlight. Here's the situation. So this bad boy will start every time when it's cold, and then if she drives it and the engine bay gets hot, it will not restart. Naturally, I swapped the starter immediately, thinking the starter was getting heat soaked and the solenoid wasn't firing, but alas, that's not the problem. So this is not my legwork. I actually found this deep in a forum, but I feel like everybody should know about it. It seems to be very, very common. We are going to pull the fuse box out of this because apparently that board cracks, and as it gets hot, the thermal expansion separates the crack and breaks the continuity from the starter signal wire. So then as it cools down, it shrinks back down and then that continuity comes back. So we're gonna pull it out, we are going to find it, and we're either going to replace the fuse panel and or repair it. So let's get started here. This is not a hard thing to do at all. So we're gonna get going. So first things first, we're gonna disconnect the battery here. So we got a 10 millimeter and we'll pull that negative cable. So let me go grab that and then we'll get to work. But essentially what we're after is this fuse box here. I hate working with flashlights, but daggum thing wouldn't start. You'll see there's a lifted Brian Jones diesel in there. That could back out, I guess, technically at this point, but this shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna grab this 10 mil, we'll pull this cable. We've taken the fuse cover box off. Then you literally just have these 4 8 millimeters in here, and we'll zip these out. Those hold the plugs underneath. And then there should be maybe a little tab or two on the side that holds the whole thing out, but it should just lift right out of there. All right, here we are. Got the battery disconnected down there. And now we're gonna start pulling this fuse panel. So you'll see, I said these were 8s, they're actually 7 millimeters that hold the plugs in the bottom side. If I can get my flashlight into a halfway decent location here. So if you're wondering also why it looks so freaking clean and new, that's because she took it somewhere while I was out of town last weekend about this problem, and some guy named Jared in the lube got very close, but he looks like he cleaned up this whole fuse panel and replaced the ignition relay and the starter relay. But unfortunately the relay is not the problem, Jared. You were very close though, so touche, buddy. So those are all out. Now this whole thing should pull out of here. It's gonna take 2 hands though, and my stupid phone is ringing again. All right.
A few moments later.
And now that phone call is over, man, I hope this is gonna be a usable video, but we need to take the primary power wire off of the fuse panel, which is another 7 millimeter over here. So right there we go. So get this set up here so we don't lose it in the darkness. Oh no, the flashlight. It's stuck in the cable, so it's fine. Now, if you look down here on the edge, you'll see a tab, and there will be 2 matching ones on that side. So we are going to go get a small flathead, and we will pull those tabs back, and this whole puppy should lift right out of here. Well, here we are. So you'll see your 4 plugs lay in the bottom like that. And once you pop those tabs, you can just have this puppy in your hand. So I'm gonna move inside. I'm actually gonna shower because we're gonna go to Clayton's. We're gonna split this apart and take a look at it and see if we can't fix it. All right, per the normal, I'm being indecisive as hell. I decided to actually split this before I head to Clayton's. So step number 1, once you have this panel out, is we're going to take a picture of this, multiple pictures from different orientations, just so that way it's easier, because all of these fuses and relays are coming out of this to gut it. So I'm gonna take some pictures to get all these fuses and relays out and lay it over here, and then we'll work on splitting it. All right, of course it can't be as simple as it should be, never is. This thing does not split by just prying on the side of the case. It felt that way, but what it really is if you look down in here, you see this little smooth plastic circles. Those are like little plastic weld points where they sealed the case together permanently. So you'll see I'm over here drilling them all out. So I'm gonna drill out every one of these little circles throughout this stupid thing, and then it should come apart nice and easy. So I'll let you know what I find when I get it apart.
1 eternity later.
All right, it's the next day, and they canceled the order that I overnighted for the new fuse panel, so they can't get it here for 10 days. So I decided, you know, I'm not supposed to be able to get this thing apart, but I'm gonna force it open Let's see if we can't fix it, because we don't have that much time to wait. So I want to show you what it ended up taking. I don't actually think these holes even need to be drilled. I recommend trying it without it if you're attempting this. Like I said, if you can get a new fuse panel, it's probably the best option. They're not that expensive. Also, you probably won't be able to tell because my camera skills are amazing, but I've already done the repair. I'm actually recording this in backwards order. But you'll have these bolts are what hold it together, and they actually work kind of like pop rivets. So what I used is this little die grinder deal I call the wallower, and I carefully put it in here without touching any posts, and just air powered it, ground right here, and it would actually spin this ring on its own, right? And I ground down the bevel that sits on top of the plastic here, and once it was nice and smooth, then I took a punch, which is laying here in my pile somewhere. Here it is. Essentially just took a punch and hammered them through. And after I did all 4 of those, right, she came right apart like butter. Like I said, I would try that before doing that. You can see my solder down in there. I had to repair those spots where I hit some lines and some traces, but it's good now. So now I'm about to tap these screws back in, and then we are going to seal the holes I made in here with some JB Weld or something, maybe some plastic epoxy, and get this puppy back in the car and see what happens. All right, here we are. We made it to Clayton's house. So after the battle that was getting that stupid fuse panel apart, here we are ready to repair it. But I just wanted to show you what the actual problem is, how I'm going about repairing it, which may be slightly different than yours. So you'll see where I drilled out those little spots in the middle there. I'm not sure how well this camera can see, but if you look into like this joint here, I nicked a couple of wires, but I have a cheap donor board that's not the same. It came out of like a 2.4 G6, but it has the same style fuse panel, so I'm pulling copper wire out of that so I can just pull it up and repress it into its traces. You could also probably, what I previously planned on doing before I realized I had that was just soldering in a chunk of solid core, like 24 gauge wire across here. And that should get it done. But, so if you're looking here, Red, this is the kicker, this is everything. So, you know, obviously if you're probably a normal person, you're just gonna replace the entire fuse panel. It's like a $300, $400 fuse panel. But if you're trying to save a penny and you're comfortable getting to this point, here we go. We got this leg over here, runs all the way down to here to this peg right here. This is your starter circuit. Sorry, got a cough coming. But this is the leg for the starter relay. When this goes live, it comes all the way down here, runs to this point right here, and that on the other side is the signal wire for the starter. So check this out. All right, I'm gonna do my best to hold the camera, but really I'm just gonna, you'll be listening for the beeps here. So let me set this camera up here. But whenever I come to this end of the circuit here, and I come to this end, you'll see when it's nice and cool, it's got perfect continuity all the way across it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out this heat gun over here. And this is how I found it earlier. So this heat gun, we are going to heat the board. And whenever I do so, I'm really just gonna focus on this corner where I know the problem is. So once I heat this up, there's a micro crack in this copper wire right here. And that crack is gonna thermally expand. And whenever it does, it's gonna break continuity. And you'll see, after I get this nice and warm, like it was running in the engine bay, we won't have any more beeps with our continuity. And we can isolate it by going down the line, and this is how I found it to be in this little spot. I'll try and use the magnifying glass on my soldering station here to show you where the crack is. You can see it through the magnifying glass. But yeah, all of this for this one tiny little crack and a copper wire. What I'm gonna do on this specific joint though is I'm literally just gonna put flux on it, and then I'm going to solder it, and then I'm going to put a little dielectric grease on top of it just for a little extra safety, and then put it all back together and see if that holds for, hopefully it should, because it's not a very big crack, and that solder should hold it together. Let's get her nice and warm. Seems like it's at operating temperature. Let's see if that's warm enough. So if I go there and I go here, see? No continuity. If I come up here, continuity. If I go on the other side of that, nothing. You go here to here, good. Here to here, nada. So that joint, that little curve right there, and maybe I can zoom in with the camera, maybe I can't. I don't know how well the camera can see through this magnifying glass, but I'll try and show this, and sorry if it sucks, I'll probably show it anyway now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, needless to say, that little curve right there, if you just heat it with a heat gun, a hairdryer would work. You don't have to have one of these fancy things. You will see it just drops continuity. So we're gonna glop some solder on there, and then we'll see if it holds. All right, here we are. So you can see I got a nice little soldered scrape right across the joint that was having issues. I also had to do some repairs over here, and I put a new wire in on one of these copper wires over here. But let's get a proof of concept real quick before I put this whole thing back together. So we'll go with the same little tactic as before. We're really just listening for beeps. I'm gonna pull the heat gun out. Let me get it heated up. And then let's see if it keeps continuity now. What just happened? I lost power to the heat gun.
What? What changed?
Yeah, what it said. Oh. Got it. All right, we're back. This heat gun is so badass. Yeah. All right, we're applying the heat just like before. All right, nice and piping hot. Let's see. We have continuity between post and post. Look at that. Bingo bango. I think we're good, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna put this puppy back together. Let's go put it in the car and see what happens. All right, so here we go. I just want to show us one more time with it all together. So you'll see that's what I ground down right there. There's like a mushroom top on the ends of these screws. Don't hit the threads. You gotta be very, very careful if you attempt this, but you can grind it down and then the whole thing will pop apart. I left these holes exposed because they're gonna be underneath the plugs. These ones I drilled, got putty, plastic filled, so we're good to go back in the car. So let's do the easy part and reinstall it. All right, here we go. Car is back together. It is running. There's no forbidden smoke coming from that fuse panel. So that is good. And all the features seem to be working. So we're gonna send this a win. If the video is live, that means that it definitely fixed the problem. And yeah, just, you know, if you can get the fuse panel and you can wait the week and a half or whatever it is, do it. If you're confident with circuits and want to give it a go and split the board, more power to you, man. That's how you do it. But she is fixed up and ready to roll. So no more not starting when it's hot. So if the video helped you out, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And thanks for watching.